Hi guys, I'm October, but you can call me Toby. Thanks for coming to spend some time with me. Today's video is a bit of a shorter format, and it is a craft haul. Recently, while my husband was getting our groceries, he came across some craft items in our grocery store. The grocery store we use locally is a large chain grocery store here in Australia, and I know each of the states is different, everywhere else in the world's different too, but our local grocery store has a section that has little odds and ends in it, and this is changed out fairly regularly, like every 1 or 2 weeks. So sometimes you'll find like IT supplies, sometimes you'll find home decor, sometimes gardening items, sometimes it's kids stuff, and this time, I think perhaps because it was school holidays here, there were craft items. Although he saw all of the items, the one that caught his interest was the crochet set with the penguins. And so he brought that home for me, knowing that I have not done an introductory set of crochet before. And he did say he thought it might make an interesting video to actually try out just a random set that's all inclusive and meant for beginners, since I haven't done that before. And I had to go back to the grocery store to pick up some other items, and I noticed the rest of these kits and the yarn, and I grabbed those thinking, yeah, it would be interesting to try these out, even if it's just for myself. So I thought today I would have a look at these different items and what's included with them, and just have a chat about my thinking moving forward with making videos based on these, and that I could walk you through all that as I go. So I don't think trying all these kits out will be a singular video. For example, making multiple penguins and all their individual little accessories might be a video on its own. And the punch embroidery kit, I've never even tried punch embroidery before. And so when I saw this kit, I was very curious what it would be like, what would the materials be like, how long will it take, will I enjoy doing it? Because I love general embroidery, but it's super time consuming, and so I don't find myself doing a lot of it. But I was thinking maybe this would be quicker and just as enjoyable as traditional embroidery, so it might be a good alternative perhaps, and definitely worth trying out just to see if that's the case. I also have never made key rings before. I don't honestly use key rings personally, but this kit looked really cute, so I grabbed it too. There was another option available. It was a mermaid and a boba cup, I think, but not interesting to me, whereas a cat and a fox, that's right up my alley, so grabbed that. With these yarns, I've actually seen them available a few times in the same colorways, so I think it's something that they bring out whenever it gets cold or during winter. A few times, and this colorway my son actually picked out. I showed him all of the different colors and I said, if you had to pick one of these, which one would you pick? And no hesitation, he picked this one. I think he was most attracted to this bright turquoise and the bright orange, and yeah, I'll make him something with this, not too sure what just yet. And I grabbed this one because it's much more in line with the colours I enjoy to have around. I think I'd like to make a little lap blanket or just something small and warm to use in my office because it's very cold in here. I don't have the heating running in here very often because of my craft projects. These are only 200 grams per ball of yarn. They say 3 ply, but I think that's to do with the fact that there's 3 strands making up each main strand of wool. Here in Australia, wool tends to be judged by ply rather than any other naming for the weights. I know in other countries they do worsted and light and medium and different names for the weight of the wool, but here it tends to run by ply, which is a bit confusing, particularly in this instance where you have a very obviously thick wool and it's saying it's just 3 ply. So it's 200 grams. They suggest using it with a 6, 7 or 8 mil needle. I'm guessing the brand name is Jackson. And there's not much other information really on here. It is 100% acrylic, made in China. Yeah, that's about the extent of the information on here. And I haven't taken the labels off yet, but I'm doubtful that there's any information on the inside. Sometimes brands will give you a free pattern on the inside to use the yarn for, but I really doubt that that's the case here. If you have any thoughts on what I could make for my son using this 200-gram ball of wool, let me know. I was thinking of doing a style blanket, but I just doubt that it's enough wool for that. My other thought is perhaps I could make him like some sort of hammock that I can put up in his room to hold his soft toys. But yeah, if you have any ideas of something I can make him that's not a wearable, because I don't think this is good enough quality for clothing, then pop it down in the comments for me. So let's have a bit more of a detailed look at what's included in some of these kits now. The mini crochet keyring, it's a cat and a fox, and it says ideal for kids and beginners. There's not really any branding on this. Made in China. Maybe it's Globalize. Yeah, it's the same brand as on the yarn, so maybe that's the company that produces all of this. This says mini crochet keyring ideal for kids and beginners, and it includes 4 yarn colours, 1 crochet hook, 2 keyrings, 2 plastic eyes. Oh, okay, just for the cat then. 2 plastic eyes, 1 bag of stuffing, 1 plastic needle, and 1 instruction sheet. And it shows you a little image here of all of the items, which is nice. I am curious how big these will be, because there's no real indication of that. So these could be really tiny, they could be average size, or they could be quite large. And I'm just curious to see sort of the quantities of things we get inside too. It'll be interesting to make them. I did have a thought of making a video with someone who has no experience with crochet to make one, and then I'll make the other following the same instructions and see how that turns out. My husband would be a good candidate for this. He's never touched a crochet hook, so yeah, that's a thought. Or otherwise I can just review making them myself, but we'll see what happens. So the punch embroidery kit was really interesting to me. There was a few different designs, but I liked this one. It's sort of abstract. I mean, the leaves are really distinct, but otherwise it's sort of just some colours and some rocks. I liked this set of colours better than the others. They were all kind of abstract, so yeah, I picked this one out because it appealed to me a bit more. It says create a beautiful decor piece to display around your home with this punch embroidery kit. There's no branding on this one either, so no idea who makes these, but it says on the back, discover the joy of punch embroidery. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned maker, this kit provides everything you need to create a beautiful hand-stitched masterpiece. It does show you what's inside, although it's not a picture like on the keychains. We have a needle threading wire, an embroidery hoop, cloth canvas, punch needle, and 5 colours of embroidery yarn. This is something that I was quite curious about because I've done embroidery before and it took ages, even though it wasn't particularly detailed. But that used embroidery thread, which is thicker than sewing thread, but it's not as thick as what's shown on here. So I was wondering like what this is made out of. Is it just a generic yarn, or is it something specialty that's just for embroidery punching? So curious to find that out, and I think that'll be really fun to try out and make this kit, and I might even find a new passion. I do think these kits will each be a different video. I don't think any of them will be quick enough to just clump them together. I do think the key rings will be fun to do with someone else because there's just the 2 of them. But the one I'm most excited to do is this cute animal crochet set. It says, quick and easy DIY craft project to learn. Makes 4 different patterns. They mean the 4 different penguins, I guess, but in my mind these penguins are all the same base, so that pattern would really be one pattern. But there's fish, bag, hat, and bow, so that's like 5 accessory patterns. So if I was marketing this, I would say it's 6 patterns and unlimited combinations. But that's just me. I do doubt that I'll make these exactly as they look on the picture here, because I don't really vibe with this blue hat, and I don't like the fish being on the blue one's head. Like, why is it on his head like that? But yeah, we'll see what happens. This includes 8 colours of cotton yarn, 1 pack of fibre fill, 2 pieces of crochet, 5 pieces of ring stitch marker, 10 pieces of black bead, 1 plastic needle, and 1 plastic stick. No idea what a plastic stick is used for in crochet, but I guess I'll find that out when I open it up. The 2 pieces of crochet, I'm not really sure what that means. There's no additional info on the back. It's branded as Wonderbox, but I've not made anything from them before. I guess maybe the 2 pieces of crochet is the hooks. 10 pieces of black bead, that I guess is the eyes, but they don't look like beads to me. So this feels like it's been poorly translated. Yeah, I think the 2 pieces of crochet must be the hooks, because if everything's included to make this, then there should be some hooks, right? But I guess we'll see when we open it up. I'm most excited to make this one. I probably will do that first. I think these penguins are very cute, and my son's really excited to have these, so that's a pretty big motivator to make them first. I'm very curious to see what's included and what we can get out of what's included, like how much can we actually make with it. I think I'd like to try making them following the instructions, and then sort of loosely following the instructions, you know, interpreting them as I would expect to sort of make these shapes and things as well, and see what the difference is there. Is it easier with these introductory instructions, or is the translation poor like it is on the front? So I guess we'll find out. And that is the craft haul from our grocery store. I have seen kits and things like this a few times in different places, different shops, even in our grocery store before, but I've never thought to pick any of them up, so it'll be very interesting to have a go making them. I think it'll be a bit of fun. Thank you for joining me for this little craft haul. Let me know if you find craft items in your grocery store. Is this a super common thing? I do know that Aldi often stocks craft items among other things fairly regularly, but I just don't shop there that often, so perhaps I'll do a craft haul from there at some point. I do think I'll do the penguins first, so you can look forward to that first. If you have any ideas for something I can make for my son out of this 200 grams of yarn, please let me know. Hopefully you'll join me for the next videos, reviewing these and creating these items. I think it could be a lot of fun. So until next time, have a great day. Bye.